I'm gonna show you some special stuff in what used to be my garage and now turned a nice apartment for my son. So let's check it out while he's not here. Come on in, I wanna show you some of these awesome stuff that we put in. I'm gonna go kitchen first because this little monster right here, perfect. It's little but mighty. Holds tons of food, tons of frozen here, and more down there. Go down this way. This is tiny too. It's 24 inches, but perfect for the space. Plenty of room to do your cooking. And tiny-wise, this is pretty tiny. It's a 18-inch dishwasher. Does everything you need in this space because you're not in a palatial place, and it just toss it in there. It works just like a giant one. Sink's perfect. We had a push-button disposal here. And this is hidden behind us in between the studs. What we did was we left this open, put a back on it, and are using it as a pantry that doesn't stick out and you have tons of space used up, but it's used up for food right there. We also, when we designed it, we designed this to be here as the pantry also. It kind of works as more like a desk holder, but you can put food and pantry items in it too. This was gonna be on the wall higher so you could throw a laptop underneath it, because this had to serve two purposes. One, you're gonna eat at it, 2 people, maybe 3 people hanging out eating. And if you're here on business, you can put your stuff out, laptop here, plug in over there, and it's used as a desk. This really helped out a lot when we got the super deep cabinets for pots and pans. And then got trash here. Of course it's trashy. And then this is the ever-present junk drawer that everybody has. So let's look above me. These right here, these beams, they are fake beams. Actually, there are 2x12s in there going from the peak to the edge of the building because it was a hip roof. We did not want to cover them with drywall. It wouldn't have looked great. So we used them kind of as a focal point and covered them in pine and stained them. Since this is like your typical garage and it's 18x20 approximately, those beams, 4 beams go down on each corner, and we just didn't, like I said, we didn't want to cover them in drywall and have boring looking angles. So there's 4 beams in here because there's 4 corners, and you'll notice each of them is stained. The one in the bathroom is stained a little bit different color to match what we had going on in there. The light above me, that is just too cool. It's all bamboo and it worked perfect for this area. And the other one over here, nice mood lighting, and it doesn't bathe the place in light, and it makes it nice and cozy. While we're still in the living area, I do want to impress upon you that this is still a garage, right? We left the garage door on the outside, and maybe we show you a picture of that later, but this little cavity right here, this is a built-in, actually what you're seeing here is a wall that was built in front of the garage door out to the alley. That's still left there, so when you look out of the alley, it looks like a garage from the back. It doesn't look like a living space at all. So it's just a little nook and cranny that you can cram stuff in. You don't have to put your cleaning stuff in there. If you want to put books and whatever, have at it. But across here, this is all garage door until you get to the other side. AC we put in. This is a mini split. Services the area perfectly, stays nice and cool or nice and warm during winter. Most important, listen to me. It's a small space, but we wanted to put the mini split in, and you still want air circulation and everything. Right over my shoulder, we left this open so the air could circulate over there to the bedroom and also around the corner to the bathroom. We didn't want to put a solid wall here, so we have an antique, actually it's antique door turned sideways. It's leaded glass. You can see the little imperfections in it. That's the lead. It just it kind of lended a really lofty feel to it. As you can see, you can't see perfectly through it. And it's not like it's a privacy thing anyway, because it's an open space, bedroom, living room. But the bedroom's big enough to throw a double bed in here, which is not huge. It's not a king, but it's perfect for, staying overnight and, just plopping your stuff down. But you'll notice also the arch here and the books we have above it. This was carved out space above it that we felt it would be a waste not to use it, to just be able to throw some books up there or tchotchkes or whatever you think. But the arches, we put 2 arches in, I think because we love arches, and it's just a different visual than what you're used to seeing. Also here, now that we're in the bedroom, this is the end of that garage door right here, and we just we framed around it, and this is what, 8 inches, I think. That's probably what it sticks out in the normal garage, and this comes back and makes a nice little cubby to shove the bed in. So we put a little of this dentile molding up, kind of made a headboard out of the wall instead of having to have a headboard in here. This ladder, there's a story behind it. It's not a ladder, it's a stool. We need to use it for what's behind or in front of me. We didn't really think it out well, but it happens sometimes. This is a full-size washer and dryer, and keep in mind, this is a 360 square foot plus or minus garage, and it has a full-size washer and dryer, so everybody can wash their clothes in here. 5 people could. We needed storage, like we were looking for storage everywhere, and we thought, you know what, we'll put one of these in because that provides a lot of storage, you know, for towels, for, you don't have to have a different cubby for this, it can all go in here. Well, unless you're 6'8", you have little problems getting up here to your buttons. So that's why we have that hanging out in the open. My son, 6'5", he can handle it. My son-in-law, 6'5", he can handle it. But when we were building this and measuring things out, we built this specifically to hold the width of this washer dryer and also this particular IKEA closet. It's very short and sweet. It holds just what you need if you're staying here for overnight or a month or whatever. It's perfect, you know, it has the drawers and everything, has shoe storage. My daughter comes here periodically with 2 dogs and everything's cool. I think it'll work also really, really well as a short term or Airbnb, you know, like I said, a week to a month. Also, look up here. We put electrical before the drywall went up. Yeah, we put an LED tape light up there in a switched outlet. So more mood lighting, kind of ups the ante a little just so it's not boring. Again, we by no means like to be boring hosts, so that's why we put little things like the lights in and the different, you know, kind of nooks and crannies around the place. But here's the bathroom. You'll notice it's kind of manly colors, got an antique picture in here. The wallpaper worked perfect with the tile we have. With the lights on, you can really tell the detail in the tile. It's green, it's called a Chloe tile, and you'll notice the beam on the ceiling is stained in green too. So we're kind of have a green theme going on here. Kind of like we used really thick marble on our thresholds. We're in the business, so I did find some really thick marble that I wanted to use for this transition. I wanted it to feel like a Empire-ish hotel feel, and it really did it. It's, you know, not the thin stuff that you get at Home Depot. It worked out perfect. I think I'm gonna use it other places, but turned out nice. You'll notice we used a mix of 2 metals, like a black and gold. It really balanced out nicely, and you know what? I don't get to use it enough. And another little thing we did in here, which is kind of special, I think, is we used a soldier course of tile around the bottom. See how it's all standing straight up? And it even comes out here. We didn't have to use a sanitary tile or anything. It just stands up straight, and we put a small piece of Schluter on the top where the wallpaper met. And over here, we snuck this in. I know I've had comments in the past that nobody uses those anymore. Well, there's an ironing board for the traveler that comes in here and packs all this crap. It's here if anybody wants to use it. And then, like I said, we're trying to trap a lot of space in between the studs and stuff. This happened to be a 2x6 wall. That 2x6 wall was deep enough that we could custom build this medicine cabinet, which is much larger than one we could buy. Plus, it kind of went with the whole, you know, look. It's stained the same color as that wood up there. We're just really trying to tie everything in. Another thing that's special about this bathroom we're in, I'm gonna step up right now. I'm stepping up into the bathroom. I'll show you why. Down below us, right here, this is a 7¼ inch step up. So what we used is a 2x8. All our plumbing is under here. We did not want to dig into our concrete. We didn't want to go through the rigmarole of having to do that, re-pour the concrete flat and everything. I really like the step up, and everybody has really had a real positive thing about how it looks, and we like it too, because it kind of just separates it from the rest of the garage, the old garage. So I've talked about everything around me, above me, you know. I've not talked about what's below us. This is an LVL floor, and it's kind of a rather high dollar floor only because of the thickness. It's super thick, and also the underlayment below it is super thick too. There's no movement. It doesn't feel, it feels actually like I'm walking on a wood floor in here, and it's not hollow sounding or anything. So I think that was a big plus to put in here too. Also, it's waterproof over there by the kitchen. I'm telling you, it's just a big plus. It makes it look all that much more richer. Instead of, I'm not saying that you can't paint your concrete in your garage and everything and it works, but I've seen that versus this, and I love this feel. So another special thing we have is this door that opens up to a patio. Yes, this is a screen on the inside, and you can just shut all that nasty Florida bugs out or anything else going on, and enjoy your sleep with a nice breeze in here. It's great. You can let your dog out. Actually, I'm really happy that you were on the tour, and I hope it was enjoyable to see kind of what we did with 370 square feet. See you later.